this is Lisa Jean. Thank you for joining me. This month we're going to be working on another vertical hip figure eight. This one is going to be the down to up figure eight. So we're going to think about it like we have markers on our hips, and we're going to be making a sideways figure eight on the wall in front of us. So this one is also made up of two different moves. It's the same moves that do the up to down figure eight. So if you did that video, this should be pretty easy. So the two moves that we need are our hip lift and our hip slide. So let's start in our basic dance posture. Feet about hip width apart, and you want to balance between the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet, so we're nice and balanced. We're going to have soft knees. We're going to engage those low abs, lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. For this one, we don't just want soft knees. We want to really melt into it. So as opposed to being just a little bit bent, I'm going to be quite a bit bent. Because when we do this movement, it takes a lot of that knee up and down to make it work. If my knees are completely straight, my hips can't go anywhere. So starting that basic dance posture, nice bend in those knees, engaging those abs, lifting the chest. We're going to practice the two moves that we need first. First, we need the hip lift. Up and down, up and down. So all I'm doing is bending and straightening each knee, and it lifts that hip up into my rib cage. So it's really working my obliques. If you put your fingers in here between your hips and your rib cage, you should really feel these firing off, firing off. Nice hip lifts. We also need our hip slide, where we're just shifting our weight side to side. The weight shift is the big key to this movement. So my feet are going like this, and they're going like this. My shoulders are trying to stay right where they are, and it's really just my hips that are moving side to side. So when we combine these, we're going to go down, out, up. So I'm going to start with my right hip. In order to drop my right hip, I lift my left hip. So I'm going to bend my right knee to drop that right hip down. Keep this tight so we don't have part of that. I'm going to keep it right underneath us. Dropping that hip out. Push it out to the side. And then we're going to lift it up. As this hip comes up, this one's already going down. So it's pointed down. And we're going to scoop down, out, up. Down, out, up. Down, out, up. So I'm bending my knee and then straightening. Bending and straight. Bend and straight. So like I said, if you had markers on your hips, it's going to go this way and this way. This is a vertical figure eight, down to up. Good, beautiful. This is our vertical figure eight. So you really want to think about using those obliques, and we want to think about keeping our heels flat on the ground, because we want this movement to really be controlled by your muscles, not by your knees. We can use our knees, which we'll do in a minute, but for right now, just practice down, out, up, down, out, up, down, out, up, and really shift your weight. Get out to the side and out to the side. Down and up. We can play with our hands if you want to. If this is your first time doing it, maybe don't play with your hands. Just get used to the hips. Trying to keep those shoulders relatively still, keeping those low abs nice and engaged so we're here as opposed to here. Keep it nice and engaged. And we can play a little bit with this. So one nice thing that you can do with this is to travel with it. So what you're going to do is when you come down, you're going to step. Let's start on the right foot. Let's step. And as you step, that hip goes down, out, up. Step on the down. Step on the down. Step on the down. Step on the down. Down, out, up. Step out, up. Step out, up. This one is really great. I use this one a lot when I'm balancing a sword on my head, because if I keep my knees really soft, I can keep my head right where it is and just get this nice snake movement going in the hips. You can do circles. You can walk around the room. This one works great, nice and slow. You can do it fast. I think it loses some of the mysteriousness when you go too fast. So keep it relatively slow. If you stay in place, you can totally play with the tempo. Slow, quick, 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 slow, quick, quick. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on lifting the heels when we do this. So I'm going to drop it down, push out, lift that heel up to bring it in. Next one, lift the heel, lift the heel, So I still want to use my obliques. Down, out, up, down, out, lift the heel, down, out, lift the heel. This makes the movement way bigger. It's a little less controlled by the obliques, but you still want to try. If I don't use my obliques at all, it looks like this. It's just kind of squirrely. If I pull in those obliques with it, it looks a little bit more controlled, but it gets way bigger. It's also a little harder to hold your balance when you're doing this. But from here, you can take it traveling side to side. This one's really fun. So if I'm gonna travel to the right, I'm going to use my left hip. So I'm going to step over to the right on my right foot. I'm going to push off with the left and pull it in. Push and pull. So I'm just using my left hip to travel in. Now if I go the other way, I'm going to step on my left foot, push off on the right, and pull it in. Down, out, up, in. Down, out, up, in. So it's actually making more of just a circle with this hip. I'm using one side. If I go the other side, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, 4, 3, 2, 1. Some great variations. So coming back to our feet flat underneath us, engaging those abs, we're going to go down, out, up, down, out, up. This is a great oblique obliterator. If you're wanting to carve out those obliques in that hourglass figure, this is way better than weird sideways crunches. So we're just going down, out, up, down, out, up. You can also take it down. Now I'm lifting my heels up, still keeping that tailbone right underneath me. This one is completely controlled by my obliques. It's a quad burner. So that is our vertical figure 8, down to up. Always feel free to rewind, go about it as much, go back and forth as much as you need to. See me in class. We will learn this one. We start learning it in the skills and drills class. Yeah, and don't forget, I also do private lessons. So if you want to dive deeper into things, you can always contact me and we do private lessons. All right, thanks everyone.